Hi guys. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. This is your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz, and this is my commentary channel where I speak about movie, TV, and soon to come books, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything I like and dislike all through and in between those frames of media. I know it's been a while since I've been back, but hey, Sistas is back, so I'm back. And do not worry, this little hiatus is not gonna happen again. You will be getting at least one video per week. I wasn't on a hiatus because of Sistas. It was another reason, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, as usual, we're going to go character by character. But of course, first off, I gotta say, Tyler Perry, you tried it with me this episode. The amount of times I had to pause for sheer incredulity. Okay, that might not even be a word, but I'm going to say it. This is crazy. Just crazy. I don't think it's going to be a very long episode. We're just going to get into it. Let me just say who the MVP for this episode is, okay? The DA, the attorney, the one who got Q the deal. I never thought I would ever say this, but he's the MVP of this episode because it's called Common Sense, right? Okay. So obviously he gave Q what he gave Q because he believed him at the time. But as soon as he got to see Maurice, he was like, oh, they didn't do it. They didn't have any involvement at all, right? Because here's what's bothering me about the whole Q, Maurice, and Sabrina thing, right? Like, because like when I was watching Maurice get interrogated, right? I was like, how come they keep saying that he looked scared in the videotape and he doesn't know anything? You know, reasonable things, but then they still want to kind of pin it on Sabrina a little bit. And that was bothering me because it's like, didn't she look just as terrified? Like, what did y'all see that I did not see? There was no moment where it looked like Sabrina was like more or less terrified than Maurice. Like, so for me, I was just kind of confused because I'm just like, why are you trying to pin this on Sabrina? Like, this is a conspiracy. That just doesn't make any sense, right? I understand Logan pinning it on Sabrina because he's just vindictive and crazy, but like the DA, I'm like, come on now, common sense. And he got some common sense, so great. Now, we're back outside with Calvin and them. Calvin is just Calvin. I do not care. You guys know how I feel about Calvin, but right now he's just in the neutral territory for me. I just don't really care when it comes to Calvin, but it is what it is. Sabrina, she's losing it. She doesn't know what to do. She said that she's starting to lose faith in people. And that's sad. You know, she is the genuinely nice one. Well, let me not say genuinely, because, you know, sometimes she'd be shady towards Danny, but she's the nice one of the group, right? And it's just sad to hear that, like, she might lose a little bit of that. Now, I know for some people that might be a good thing, like, oh my god, yes, what's Sabrina like when she's not just being nice and trusting? But it's like, look at the friends she hangs around. She's just gonna end up acting like them. Like, it's nothing that I need to see, is what I would say about that right now. But yeah, there's not really much I want to say about that. I had a lot to say in the moment, but Tyler Perry is just doing all sorts of nonsense, and I'm getting sick and tired. I'm getting sick and tired of it. He needs to give me something that I can rely on, because right now he's losing me. He is losing me, bro. So let's just stick with Sabrina and him right now. Here's something that I didn't like, and I want to talk about this a little bit. The idea of Bio being rainbow phobic. Here's why I don't like that narrative. Maurice is annoying, and he is justifiably, like, you can make a case to say he's not a good person, right? Is he somewhat loyal? Kinda, but that doesn't mean he's a good person. I could believe that Bio saw the way that Maurice acted, because Maurice didn't even really try to act right in front of an actual prince. So for me, it's like, I could believe that Bio didn't like him, with or without the Rainbow Coalition being a part of it. So I just kind of don't like that Tyler Perry is deciding to push the narrative that it's because of what Maurice likes to do in bed that Bio doesn't like him. I'm like, no, that invalidates how how trash Maurice can be sometimes. It's like, oh, Maurice isn't that bad, this guy's just homophobic. Like, no, Maurice is actually that bad. That's why we were giving Maurice his 10s for defending Sabrina and acting out of the character he's portraying himself to be. It's not surprising that Maurice can be nice, but he's not usually nice. You know what I mean? Or his niceness is shrouded under a layer of snark that's sometimes a little bit unbearable. So I could believe that Bio just doesn't like that nigga. I don't like that it's like, oh, because Bio's African, so he's just homophobic. And it's like, okay. But I wish you would have had the larger conversation of Maurice's behavior aside from what he likes to do in the bedroom. Could we have that conversation? But no, we just have to justify him because that nigga's homophobic and Maurice isn't an asshole. Okay. Sabrina's an idiot. Sorry. Now, I will give her this. Vio should have let her know, right? If I give you money of this magnitude, there will be things that you need to do for me. However, I say that she's an idiot because what did you expect, ma'am? Did the fact that he has a harem surprise me? Not necessarily. Kind of, but no, not really. He is a prince. He's an African prince. It is a well-known stereotype that African princes have many wives. So you thought he was gonna give you millions, right? But because he's supposed to get at least most of that back, you know, because that's how bail works, he's supposed to get the money back. You figure because he could get the money back that you were just gonna be freed in the clear. Man, that man likes you. So sorry, guys. That man likes you, sis. That means that unless he's just a regular man who we were enlisting the help of, I don't understand how there was going to be strings attached. And even if he was a more neutral party, there would still be strings attached because it's a lot of money. Just like how when Andy got you out, there's strings attached. The strings of your friendship. Right? Right. I think Sabrina is real dumb for being confused that Vio would want something and then being mad at him for that. Like, why are you mad at him for that? You can be mad that Tyler Perry is making him homophobic, whatever, but like, mad that he expects you to date him and sleep with him for that money? We all thought you was gonna give him some when he decided to give you all that money. We was all making comments about how you about to throw it back on a prince. Huh? BC is my home. Like, we thought he was gonna throw it back. We had no idea that you really thought this. Like, that is so naive, girl. I'm not even as old as you, and even I know that's naive. What? He didn't take you to Red Lobster. He gave you millions of dollars to pay for another man's veil. Boo. To make it worse, a man he doesn't even like. A man who is against the very foundations of his little culture and religion and whatever. He did all that for you, and you think you can just run off in the sunset with Calvin? Girl, you lucky Bio didn't even bring up Calvin. Because if I was Bio and Calvin was still a thing while I was giving you money, I'm not giving you no money. Because even if I didn't have a harem, you're supposed to be dating me. What you mean? Why would you ask me like, what? Okay, let me stop. I wouldn't be like Bio, but you know, common sense is a virtue. If I was gonna do that for somebody and they just assumed that I would want something back for all of that, why would I be mad at them for that? Of course I'm gonna want something back. Hello? Sabrina, stop being stupid. Stop. It's annoying. You've been dumb for years, but this is... I remember another episode I said that like these girls have the wrong jobs, and for the mental capacities that these girls have, some of these jobs should be switched. I still mean what I said, but Tyler Perry has really done a number on all of these women to make them dumber and dumber and dumber. The only one who has maintained the same level of brain capacity is Danny, and that is not a compliment, but it is what it is. Anyways, let me move on, because like I said, I don't care about Calvin right now, and he didn't really do anything. He was just, being the only one with a job. Who cares? All right, let's just get into Karen, please. So the shooting wasn't real. I know, I sound disappointed by that, don't I? Not necessarily because I wanted her to do it so she would end up going to prison or anything, but I need for the stakes to be real. Because right now, all Karen is doing is playing games. And I don't feel like playing games with her. She's insane. She is insane. So she has the results. Allegedly. The results say that it's not Aaron's, but that she doesn't have the DNA to say if it's Zach's or not. Then Aaron comes, and I'm so mad at Aaron right now. You guys, if you've been watching my videos, know I tried my hardest to call Aaron out when he's wrong, but for the most part, I'd be defending him, right? Nigga over here getting information illegally, right? I believe him. I believe Aaron that the baby is his. He is crazy, and how he got the information was definitely wrong, but I do believe that he probably spoke to his doctor friend and she confirmed that it is his baby. I believe that. Some people were saying that the baby father could be Rico, if that's the guy's name, the side piece that she had when she was dating Zach. That is possible. That is very possible. But honestly, I think it's Aaron's, personally. That's what I was always gonna say. And like I've said before, it's not that I want it to be Aaron's. I wish Aaron could get away from this, but he's too in love with Karen, I guess, at this point. And so I think it's Aaron's. Aaron is like, oh, it's mine. Andy's trying to figure out, how does he know that? It's like, girl, you know how he knows that. He be doing too much. He did too much and he found out what he needed to know. What we need to find out, right, is why Karen keeps trying to fake out Zach with the "it's your baby" with no evidence that it's his baby. Karen, you get on my last nerve. What is wrong with her? You see, when Danny said we need to put her in a psych ward, I was like, you know what, at this point, what else can be done? What else? And Andy, and y'all are gonna fight me in the comments again, even though I'll be here complaining about Karen, because what else could I possibly complain about? I think she has a point with the Andy friendship thing. I know. There's a lot of layers to this. One layer is, do you just stand by your friend when they're being crazy? I get that. But when Karen comes from the place of, how is it that somebody that you haven't even known as long as me is getting more of your respect and more of your, you're backing them more than you're backing me? I can understand why Karen would be upset with that. Do I understand why Andy backs Fatima more? Yeah, of course I know that. And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with some of Andy's actions as it pertains to what's going on with Karen. But I do understand where Karen is coming from with her complaints. Let's not be fake, okay? If that's your best friend, you have a right to be like, yo, you're my best friend, right or die, wrong or right, you're supposed to be by my side. And Andy refuses to understand where Karen is coming from with that. I just wish that Karen would put her foot down and just cut Andy off. Just actually cut her off. Not be mad at her for 5 seconds and hold a little bit of a grudge. Actually cut her off. When she come by her house, don't even talk to her. Tell her to get out. Pull out the blicky on her and tell her to leave. And only talk to Sabrina. Tyler, this would be a great idea. How about you have Karen cut off Andy, because she's not a loyal enough friend, in her opinion, right? And then you have her cultivate more relationship with Danny. They actually heal their relationship, fix their friendship. Because their friendship is trash, right? They heal and fix the relationship, right? And Andy gets jealous of that. That would be interesting. That would give you group drama. And it would make sense, and it would give them character arcs. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk you could try that still, Tyler Perry? You could still try it. I'm telling you. Anyways, they were also talking about how, pregnancy hormones can make people act out of character. And this is why I say Karen has a point. What kind of best friend are you, Andy? You keep claiming that you've never seen Karen like this. But I've been seeing Karen act like this for the last 5 years. As it pertains to Zach, she's been acting like this. Whether she wants Zach and is being crazy about it, or quote unquote doesn't want Zach and is pushing up Aaron in his face, she has had the same level of crazy the entire time. They're just frequencies that change depending on who she's dealing with. So if Fatima is too much in the mix, her temperature raises a little bit. And if there's less Fatima, it lowers. But it's still the same insanity. Why is it? Because pay attention, right? She calls Danny. Danny is tired of it. Danny is not thinking that there's something wrong with her, right? Danny is not saying, wow, it's just so out of character. You've never heard Danny say, this is out of character for Karen. The only person who's saying that is someone who hasn't known her as long, which is Aaron, right? And somebody who should know her as long, which is Andy. Not even Zach is saying, wow, what's wrong with her? I've never seen her like this. So if Zach and Danny and Sabrina are not necessarily concerned with her behavior, it's telling me that even though the frequencies might ebb and flow, this level of insanity is not completely out of pocket for Karen. So it's giving that Andy's not a good friend. That's what it's giving. And that she's only able to turn on a decent friendship for Fatima. I'm side-eyeing that. Y'all know how I feel about Andy. I don't like Andy. I don't. She's annoying. She doesn't know how to act sensible. And then she wants to pretend to act sensible in these type of like, I'm that B moment, which just like, fake, fraudulent, hypocritical, stupid. I wish she would actually be the way that she likes to pretend in front of Gary. But her friendship with Karen, that needs an overhaul. Take my idea, Tyler. I give you permission to steal. You have to give me no credit. Just do it, please. Something interesting, something that will last. One of the things that I can't stand about this show is that it has so many interesting foundations that you could build off of. I want these characters to have actual arcs, not just ring around the rosy with the drama. And then the only thing that we get and the only thing that changes is who is the comic relief, who is the relaxed relief, right? So while you're stressed out watching all the sisters, there's like one sister group that is less stressful. And for some reason, you're trying to make the Andy group, which involves Hayden, right, the less stressful of the other groups right now, right? So apparently I'm supposed to take Hayden and Gary as stress relief. When I tell you I want this man Gary off my screen, get him off my screen. And just to bring back Logan into this, right, the detective, what is with all of these men who are under 5'8" in this show? How come every time a man is under a certain height requirement, they get gross? Not annoying, gross. I'm disgusted by Logan, and I'm disgusted by Gary. So like, Gary's over here trying to give Hayden advice. Laughable. He's over here acting like he's the port authority on women, like he's still not here chomping at the bit, waiting for Andy to apologize, waiting for Andy to act right. But you think you can tell Hayden something? Look, bro, don't be dumb. I'm not dumb, so don't be dumb. I'm begging you to stop treating me like a dummy, Tyler, because this is not, it was kind of funny, but it was so annoying watching Gary act like he knew something. You don't know nothing. Hayden is just too much in his feelings to call you out like he usually would for being a hypocrite. Not me defending Hayden. What have you done to me, Tyrone Perry? What have you done, bro? But anyway, as I usually say, get Gary off my screen. When he came to talk to Andy, I was upset because I was just annoyed. I was smiling because, Andy was saying things that I wish she really meant. Because, you know, even if she means it now, she gonna get over it. Like, and I know the next episode she's gonna have her brand new little love interest, whatever. But for some reason, Tyler Perry refuses to get rid of Gary, so that's saying to me that they're still gonna have an entanglement. You remember when Sabrina low-key forgot all about Calvin for like almost half a season and was focusing on other love interests? But then, you know, he was still there, and then he was having his little adventures with Maurice, so after a while, they ended up rekindling a little bit. That's exactly what's happening here with Gary. Tyler is giving us other options than Gary right now, and you know, Andy is sort of acting like she doesn't really care about him right now. But then we gonna turn around, and she and Gary gonna be right there snuggled up, and I'm over it. The whole time I see them together, and every time I see them together and they're alone, honestly, I keep wondering, where is Robin? You guys let me know below. Is the actor who plays Robin, did he get fired or something? Did he leave the show? Because, like, I'm tired. I've been asking Tyler Perry to bring Robin back on my screen for... is it about to be a year with no Robin? Are you kidding me? I've been saying Robin's gonna come back in a gotcha moment in flames of glory. And I'm sitting here looking like Buggy the Clown from One Piece. God. I want Robin back on my screen, and I want Gary off of it. Since I have to say it every single episode, I'd say it like a mantra. Get Gary off my screen. Bring Robin back. Please. I'm begging you, Tyrone Perry. Just do it. Please. Please. I don't really, like, I know some of the girls are going to get brand new love interests. I don't care. There are already men who are introduced on the show that I think each of them could end up with. I think Andy could end up with Robin. And this is whether or not I like the girls at this current moment. This is who I think brings out the best in them and who I would prefer to see them with, because I actually like them better when they're focusing on these men. So, I like Andy when she's with Robin, and I barely like Andy. But when she's with Robin, oh, that's beautiful to see, okay? I like Danny with Preston. We all know that. Okay, Danny's my favorite character. Preston is best boy. They need to be together. And I'm about to get on my quarrels with Tyrone Perry and what he's doing with Danny again. I'll talk about it soon. Give me a second. I like Sabrina with nobody yet. There was that cute guy who is now married to Andy's actress in real life, but you know, he beat up Calvin and got sent to prison. So I don't really think that Sabrina has anybody. You know, Tyler refuses to give her anybody, so all she has is Calvin. That's not cute to me, Tyler. The only person who needs a brand new love interest is Sabrina. But from what I'm hearing, from the little accounts that I'm hearing, she ain't getting no new love interest. She's too busy with the trial, right? But you think Danny needs some other nigga, right? Instead of her trying to work it out with Preston, you gonna throw another nigga on Danny. Okay. And last but not least, Karen should be with Aaron. In a perfect world. I'm sick and tired of the both of them right now. But, you know, if Tyler wanted to do right by us, he should have made it work out with those two. In my personal, very personal opinion, okay? I don't want this video to be half an hour, so let me speak to Danny so I can complain. Danny was a whole mood this entire episode. But why I am upset, even though I agreed with everything that she said, is because I know what Tyler is doing. Why is this weirdo from the airport, I'll call him Dumbo because his ears big and him love listening to people argument. Why is Dumbo over here listening to her conversations being like, this, that, I know this, that about you. I know that, this about you. Why? Why, Tyler? And here's how I'm gonna clock you. I know it's writing and it's a new actor, right? But in the universe of Sistas, he's been listening to her for so long that he knows the name of her man, because they're together right now despite what Tyler is trying to do, and all of her friends. That means If Danny talks out loud on the phone long enough, he should have known when she fell out with Preston, all the times that she did fall out with Preston, because it's been many times. Why didn't Mr. Dumbo strut his big ass up there to say, hey, wanna go out? There was a time when Danny was desperate and she would have shagged anything walking. He seems like the safest, and to considering he's a stalker, that's saying something. He would have been the safest out of all the options. Out of IT stripper, right? Dummy cop, huh? And I think his name is Noah, the guy who aboo-booed her, and then the aboo-boo-er. He would have been the safer choice, but no. Tyler loves to ruin Danny at the worst times, right? So while she's away from Preston, which I didn't even really like, but whatever, you make her go through all this turmoil with all these little men's. Oh, and butt plug. Can't forget butt plug, right? The nigga who was playing with her booty. Okay. Why couldn't this guy appear now? The guy who's so much like Danny, he smokes on his voice, listens to all the same music. You see how he kept making a point of saying, I'm not into country music though. Let me say this again. Usually, I am all for, in TV shows and in real life, getting with the person who is most compatible with you, meaning the person you have the most in common with, right? If you can barely talk to the person, let it go. Doesn't matter if the person is attractive or not, right? Usually, right? But with Danny, storyline wise, she's a better person when she's with Preston. She's a better person. Something tells me that she's gotten the guys who listen to hip hop, right? Because that's all that they're talking about, the fact that she listens to hip hop and she smokes. You see how you're reducing her character, Tyler? I don't like it. Okay, she needs somebody who smokes and listens to rap. Well, unfortunately, Tyler has slowly been showing us that Preston can't smoke because he's going crazy but wild. He's not into hip hop music, blah blah blah. Tyler, I don't. If you guys have watched other videos on my channel, you know I talk about smell the roses ships, which are relationships that come in between the one true pairing, which is like, you know, the end game ship. So for example, if Danny and Preston are end game, this new guy Dumbo would be the smell the roses ship. He would be the person in between while Danny's trying to find herself that she dibbles and dabbles in to become a better person for Preston down the line. It's a common trope. Some people don't like the smell roses ships, like they prefer the actual ship and they don't want that break. I tend to like smell roses ships depending. I don't like it here though, because I feel like she has had too many in-betweens with Preston. I don't need her to have another one. Like I said before, why is Danny the one getting a new love interest and not Sabrina? All Sabrina got is sassy Calvin. Call women a big bag of biatches Calvin. Right? Calvin who can't read the room Calvin. Right? Calvin who don't even really turn her on Calvin. Because hey, you can say that Danny and Preston be having their problems, but you know that Danny is actually attracted to Preston. I feel like every time Sabrina's with Calvin, she's forcing it. But Sabrina can't get a new love interest. Every new love interest she gets is like a big ball of crap. Bio, I was kind of feeling Bio a little bit, but look at what we have here now. Tyler, you are playing with me. I do not appreciate it. But in any case, I will be back for the next episode so we can talk more, and I want to dig into Andy's behind with this new man because I don't like him either. Anyways, please put your thoughts down below as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we're back with Sistas Saturdays. I missed y'all. Hope y'all missed me. Anyways, goodbye my sires. Susu.